Well, just kind of, you're from Australia, rugby, just, how has it been transitioning to, being a kicker here? I know you went to junior college here.
Yeah, in Northern California.
Yeah, just kind of talk about the transition from that. What got you into
Well, the sport that we play in Australia, that a lot of Australians who come over for punting is actually Australian rules football. I've said it many times before, but it's like Quidditch, but kicking a ball. So you're kicking for goals. The transition was actually pretty hard. The balls are kind of like a rugby ball, but a kangaroo leather. So going from that to obviously the pigskin, and it's a bit narrower on the ends. Getting used to kicking, was a bit of a transition, pretty challenging at first, but after all the training and all the hours we put in, it kind of gets easier, as you can imagine.
Do you? How do you feel like team-wise? You guys do you feel like you're 10 days away from game day? Do you feel like you're clearly you're ready to get out on the field, but mentally, are you guys? How are y'all gelling together? And what do you see out on the field that we don't get to see?
Everyone is gelling together. I think especially, I'd say the fall camp has helped a lot. There's been like the last lot of players who have come through. A lot of people, I was JUCO as well from California, so I'd get along with a lot of people from California, and they're starting to mould with other people. Everyone's gelling, and even on the weekends started playing Madden. I don't play Madden, but like FIFA and stuff with your other mates and stuff. So it's going pretty well.
Is that what you call them instead of friends, teammates, mates?
Yeah, it's always mate. Yeah, for sure.
What's been the biggest transition from Australia to even Alabama, or United States, or even Alabama? Or the most interesting thing?
Not so much interesting, but a lot of people don't understand me. So I feel like I shouldn't even talk sometimes. It's like I'm talking to a brick wall. But no, I think it is really similar. Alabama is to country Australia, where I grew up. Everyone's really friendly. Everyone's really nice, and I love it here in Birmingham as well.
What made you decide to try out the American football life?
Well, one of my mates, I actually played football, Australian rules football, with Brad Wing quite a few years ago, and saw it. My father saw him on TV and said, isn't that your mate from football and all this? And I said, oh yeah. I had no idea he was doing it, and then I saw it. I'm like, oh, maybe if he's doing it, I could have a crack at it, and kind of just started hunting. Got in an academy in Australia called Pro Kick Australia, and been practicing since then. And just pretty much the experience is why I'm over here. I've travelled around, I've done some cool things that not many Australians say they could probably do.
When you're out on the field, do you feel like your teammates are, do they understand you, or do you have to yell even louder? Because of your accent, you said people don't understand you.
It is hard yelling, and I've actually noticed that the hardest thing for me is when coaches are yelling. So they'll be cussing me out sometimes, and I have no idea what they're saying. I just look at them like, oh yeah, no worries, it might be to someone else, but it's to me. I found out later. But generally people understand my accent now. I talk enough around the locker rooms and that. I think it's more the slang that they don't understand.
What about food-wise? What's your favorite food? Southern food?
Probably say chicken. It's pretty plain, pretty original, but southern fried chicken. That's pretty much it. I haven't even had jambalaya or anything, so I'm trying to wait for that perfect place that people say you should go there, but I haven't found anyone who said that. So.
To go to New Orleans.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I was like, I didn't want to have some here, at the Commons or something, and then go there. I want to the best off the bat. Yeah.
Do you bring any of do you have any superstitions or anything anything you bring from Australia to here that do you wear cool socks? Do you?
I'm not so much a superstition, but a lot of the times I do feel like I get caught up in the American culture a bit too much, especially being Australian. It's completely different. And I'll go home on YouTube and just watch Australian TV shows, and it calms me. Not so much, it kind of brings me back to who I am, and I'm not. And I always stay like that, and always listen to Australian music and try and show other people, my culture a bit more. But that's, I guess, a superstition, maybe. Not too sure.
Looking at the rules from, you call it Australian rules football, and then American football. What's the trickiest difference you have to remember?
Well, actually, when I first came over here, and even at my JUCO, I knew no rules whatsoever. I think like in my first game, someone I punted the ball and one of their players ran and hit me, and I thought like in Aussie rules you would hit someone back. You know, you'd be like you're trying to fight him, so I like had a go at him, and then the ref's like, you can't do that, and my players and coaches are like, come off, and I'm like, what? Can't I hit him? And so yeah, that's
You were like throwing punches?
No, I wasn't throwing
okay.
punches. I was more like, you know, just like in Australia it's called jumper punches.
Mm-hmm.
So you're grabbing someone and you're like I'm about to fight, but you don't always fight.
Yeah.
And everyone pulled me off and said you can get ejected or whatever for that. I'm like, oh. I didn't even know that, and you know, so I learnt my lesson that day.
Do you feel like you know the rules a little bit more?
I do now, yeah. I definitely know the rules now. Like they've drilled everything into me, so I know it pretty well. Don't ask me any questions, just in case. But
Yeah.
I know nearly all the rules now.
Did you watch an American football game before you came over here and started playing?
Yeah, I mean, it does get televised, obviously, ESPN and that.
Like NFL or college games?
Both of them
What was
Okay.
your first football game, American football game you ever watched?
that I've watched.
Can you remember?
No, I probably couldn't tell. I wouldn't nearly say Oakland Raiders because I go for Oakland Raiders, so I'll just say it was them.
They're your favorite team?
Yeah.
Is that
definitely.
like a popular team in Australia, or where you're from?
I think it's actually one of the most popular teams worldwide because of obviously like NWA and music and stuff. So they've promoted for Oakland Raiders
Yeah.
in a sense. So.
Did you kind of use? Did you feel